What's good, Chicago? Welcome to the Track Chicago Sports Podcast, where we bring the heat, the hustle, and the heart of the Windy City right to your screens. It's your host with the most on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Central, and we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and X, ready to rip it up with three absolute beasts from the motocross and supercross worlds. How's everybody doing tonight? How you doing, Larry? How you doing, Greco and Aiden?
Redbud, let's go, man.
Good. Good.
Oh, man, I'm excited, man. These guys right here, folks, they live life wide open, throttle pinned, just like a tough, resilient sports team charging into battle. Tonight, we're diving into their stories that'll get your blood pumping and your hair on fire. Chicago-style intensity, baby. So, first up on deck, oh, man, we have got Larry Witmer, a motocross OG who owned Redbud in the 80s with a top 10 finish and now calls the shots as an announcer. Think of him as the tough, timeless voice of the sport. Then Josh Greco, the Supercross privateer with that iconic handlebar mustache, grinding it out with pure grit and swagger. And rounding it out, Aiden Proctor, a 14-year-old phenom, tearing it up, Redbud and Loretta's. He's a rising star, dropping jaws left and right. We're here for about an hour of unfiltered, organic madness, folks. So drop your questions in the chat, scream at your screens, and let's make this night Chicago will not forget. You guys ready? Let's roll. So, first on deck, we got Larry Witmer, man. Larry, I'm so excited. You got amazing background. Looks super cool, man. I see the FMF there. Larry, you're a Midwest motocross legend. Let's start big, man. Give us a quick rundown of your motocross career from your early days to owning tracks like Redbud, man.
Oh, man, what a great career. I mean, forward, always, no help. You're going to I believe Redbud so good. Grew up there.
That's awesome, man. Maybe get a little bit closer to your mic where you're at, because you're chopping up a little bit. I'm not sure if it's connection or whatnot, but can you repeat that for us, Larry?
Yes, I've been racing for a long time. Got 12,000 racing photos under my belt. 12,000 rubber band cards. Started racing Redbud, the very first race. Worked there for over 30 years.
It got a little better, but you're still chopping up. Yeah. Let me see here. So let's maybe if you get a little bit closer, or you refresh your screen or something. I don't know. Let me ask you another question. Let's rewind to the 80s. You're at Redbud, top 10 finish, 30,000 fans. Is that about right? 30,000?
Yes, back in the day, yep, 25, 30,000 people, yeah.
Okay, so they're all losing their minds. That's like a packed stadium on game day, man. Paint us a picture what it feels like to rip through those ruts with the crowd roaring, man. What was it like? How did it feel?
But, you know, as a hometown boy, just down the road from Redbud, ripping the whole shot, and then the first two laps, I was supposed to be out racing pro. It was pretty cool, no doubt. Ended up really getting tired, crashed a couple times, learned my stuff. So running down the street throughout the whole moto, last lap. Park me up, hold up, park me. It was great.
Man, we're still having a little connection issue. That's all right. I don't understand. Like, we could hear him before the show started, and now it's like intermittent, in and out. Maybe if you just refresh, I'll circle back to you. Maybe I'll ask Greco a couple questions. If you come right back, maybe that'll help us. You know what I mean, Larry? I'll circle right back to you. No problem, man. So, really quick, Greco, take us, if you don't mind. Do you mind telling us where you're at? You're on scene somewhere. Could you tell us where you're at a little bit?
Yeah, I drove out to West Virginia this morning. I'm at Snowshoe Resort. We're racing the GNCC tomorrow. Just kind of a wild card thing. It's not my normal everyday type of racing, and I had an off weekend, so we decided to come out and race. And when I say we, it's just me as a team. My wife couldn't make it this time, and I was able to leave my dogs at home since I'm only going a few days. So yeah, I'll be pulling in. It's a 3-hour moto. I don't have an oversized tank or anything right now, so I'm trying to park somewhere close to the track so I can pull in and top my own fuel off and keep going. And yeah, so it'll be a fun event.
Man, you sound like you got it already mapped out, even though you're, off the beaten path. Not to say that you haven't been there before or whatever, but it sounds like you got it already mapped out, figured out, and that's pretty impressive, since that's not like, your local stomping grounds. You're out east, man. What's that like, going from like place to place to place and all that? And do you have a pretty good vivid memory of every location that you've already hit? Do you spend some time mapping it out logistically? Does that all take into factor? Does it help you like focus more on your actual performance in your race when you're all pre-planned and dialed in and everything?
Oh yeah, this is my 16th year racing professionally, and I travel all over the country. Last weekend we were racing in Denver. Through the season we go from Seattle to New York to Salt Lake almost back-to-back weekends. So I'm used to driving. I always joke and say I'm not being paid to race, I'm being paid to drive to the races. So it gets hectic, but it gets routine. Honestly, one of my favorite things is when we get to somewhere new, I'm always the food guy. So a lot of the teams and different guys will call or text me and ask where to go eat, because they know I know all the good spots around the country.
Oh man, sounds like you got a podcast brewing, man. I tell you what, hey, and here's the deal. When I do all my sports stuff, it always goes back to food. It always goes back to drinks and tailgating. You might be onto something there, buddy, for sure. So Larry's back. So I think we might be all right. Larry, let's do an audio check real quick, bud.
Sure. How about it, Red Bud?
Yeah, you sound a lot better, man. We're all systems go, so that's great. Yeah, so let's see, back to where we was at. Yeah, 30,000. I was talking about the 30,000 and what was it like with a packed stadium. Can you paint us a picture of what that looks like, what that feels like, ripping through those ruts and the crowd roaring and all that good stuff, man?
Yeah, and we're talking like the Red Bud of yesteryear when Gene Ritchie ran it. It was really great. Not the fences, not the the huge banners, but a very great track, more clay, traditionally built, not the sand and loamy things like Greco and I are talking about just a little while ago. The track is now, but man, just big 3, 4, 5 big deep ruts and hard clay and big crowds. Yeah, they could jump the fence and yell at you, and that it's not like it is nowadays. But yeah, pretty cool, ripping a hole shot on my home track and leading. That was pretty
wow,
epic.
That sounds amazing, man. And you paint a really good picture too. That's great. So Larry, take us to the Red Bud Nationals in 83 and 84, pulling the whole shot against the best in the world, man. Leading at your home track. Wow, that had to be electric. What was racing like in those years? You just spoke a little bit about it, but specifically for that, main two.
Right. Everybody had box trucks or vans, no big semis. But then, I got American Honda support, and DeCoster was really helpful with me and other people that were on the chain, with Bob Hanna, great friend, and that helped me a lot. Just a lot of things. Back then, everybody shared secrets, and we got together after the races and drank beer, and and had fun, and all camaraderie was really good. But on the track, you know, it was fierce. It was like nowadays, it was cutthroat, but you didn't mind getting cut off. You didn't mind being hit hard. You just knew it was going to come. If you screwed up, messed up, it's coming. So this one time too, going to Red Bud, my mechanic pushed my bike up the staging. Bob Hanna coming up, I was ahead of him in qualifying. So he pushed up behind my mechanic. He hit my bike with my mechanic holding it. He fell over my bike. And Bob just went, get the hell out of the way. And I was friends with him. Get out of the way. And my mechanic, Steve, looks up at me. What do I do? I said, pick the bike up. Let's go. Let the hay. You know, it just, it was pretty fierce back then.
Yeah, it sounds fierce, man. And you're not even on the track yet. Jeez, that's crazy.
I know. Yeah, well, Bob was no hold prisoner. I mean, he just no shenanigans of him. I'm just gonna take care of biz.
So let's move on to another track, man. You crush it at Loretta Lynn's, winning 3 times. That's insane, man. Tell us about those victories and what it was like to trade the helmet for the mic as an announcer at Loretta's, man. How do those 2 roles compare?
Well, wow, you're racing. You're at least race 1 to 2 events a day, motos a day. Plus, I announced with Cotter and my old great buddy Irv Braun in heaven, and a couple other great announcers, Rodney Tomlin and a few others. But to race, you got to put your race face on, go out and race it. And I got like 97% of the whole shots when I was there. That was the key. Get out in front and just show them your ass. And then get back to the pits, take your helmet off, go put your mic face on, and go call the races with the guys. That was pretty cool, but man, it was really draining. A long day, a lot of fun. We did nighttime activities, all our announcers, and it's like they do nowadays, but pretty cool, pretty special. I'm the only announcer that ever won at Loretta's. That's really great.
So wait. Are you telling me you would go race and then announce also? Like you were double duty?
Correct. Yeah, I had like a schedule.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it was pretty tough, especially racing 2 classes a day. I had to go back out of the announcing booth, go back, get ready, and go put the race face on. But it was so neat, so cool. So, and thanks to Davey for putting a trust in me to go on board with him. But that was pretty neat to work for the MX Sports.
So here's the deal, man. I'm talking to a lot of people. You know, they're getting me dialed in about you guys and whatnot and bringing me up to speed. And one thing that I heard about them that they really liked about you, Larry, is, you know, you don't just announce like the champs or, you know, the thoroughbreds or whatever. Everybody that goes by gets their name, you know, sounded out by you. You know, you announce that. That's really cool. That's really special. I mean, is there something about like why you do that? Because they really that resonates with them. They really appreciate that, you know.
Yeah, it's the announcer's duty to make sure that you give each person credit. You're the top 42 in the nation, so you need recognition. That you have to. Yeah, and whether it's hard to go down 42 names and call it right up. You can look at it beforehand. That's really a tough job to be an announcer and make sure you're pronouncing it right. And it doesn't always go right, you know, but you do the best job you can in that time frame. And it's a true art. I mean, I took an English major, journalism, and it's really tough to pull those right out of the hat. I can't even fathom how many names I've announced over my announcing career. It's unbelievable.
You're sighting down like a freaking Navy SEAL sniper from the tower looking down at these guys, and you can't even see their faces. You know what I mean? Like literally, you know, Greco, he's got the, you know, but you can't see it. He's got the helmet on, dude. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, after a while, the numbers and all that stuff, but all these guys throughout all the years, everybody, even the ones, like you said, 40 something, you got all of them, every single one of them. And you paint a really good, vivid picture, and everybody feels like, hey, man, I feel like I'm a part. I think that's special. Kudos to you, man. Hats off to you. Obviously, the guys out there, they appreciate it too. So that's really cool, man. But hey, go ahead.
Brandon. Yeah, just like Greco knows from racing professionally, and Aiden Proctor is
Yes, sir.
on with us now. He'll need to learn about watching the guys in front of you with their body positions, their posture when they get tired. That's what our announcers can pick up. They know we can tell their body riding style, and we can pick them out from that if you're a good study of their technique. But if you're a racer, the guy in front of you is starting to get sloppy, your elbows are dropping. It's attack time. That is the shark time in the water.
I'll tell you what, man, you would be really good as like a lead chief, helping somebody out, getting through it. Actually, if you could dissect and look all that, not to say that these racers already got that dialed in, but that would be special. All your knowledge and all that stuff too, for sure, man. But I'm just saying that tower's tall. You're looking down, sighting down. I mean, that's a lot, I'm looking forward to getting up there and checking it out, but that's pretty cool. That's amazing for sure. So let's fast forward really quick, if you don't mind. And now you're the voice of Red Bud, hyping up the next generation, man. That's got to be pretty cool. How do you go from throwing whips to dropping commentary gold, man? Any moments behind the mic that still gives you chills, like calling a big win from last year or yesteryear, anything like that?
Well, Gene Rich started the first kind of podium at the Nationals. We had like a trailer we hauled the tractor on. We put it on the finish line area, and I'm down there waving the guys off. It was 1993 at Red Bud, and Mike LaRocco just won the first moto. He passed Kudrowski on one of the off-camera areas because Kudrowski was kind of Cadillacing in. So Mike said, I'm going in. Hit him, took him out. Didn't take him out, hit him, and Mike fell down. Kudrowski fell down. Mike LaRocca went on to win. And that was on the last lap. And I'm standing down there after the chicane of the finish line area, getting ready to wave him in. And Mike's just cruising in, just happy as can be, fist in the air. Here comes Kudrowski, wide open, goes to ride his bike off of his factory Kawasaki into Mike's factory Kawasaki, takes them both out. And I guess then Mike LaRocco Sr. stepped in, and then Arnold and a couple other guys at Kawasaki. And all right, well, I guess we'll go back to Larry Myers in the tower here because I'm not going to be doing the interview this moto. It was pretty cool.
That is cool, man. That's cool. So you've seen it all from the wild 80s to today's high flying insanity. What's the biggest shift in motocross that you've witnessed, would you say? And how do you think the young guns like Aiden, who we'll talk to later on in the show, measure up to the old school legends?
The big shift in four-stroke is a great leap forward or maybe a leap behind. Four-stroke makes everybody fast. While the two-strokes, you had to ride the bike. You had to clutch it, throttle it, brake. And that was a very more etiquette technique than it is just four-stroke. Four-stroke can slobber in the corner, mess up, and still regain that good corner speed. Start launches, launch controls, these grits, take them all off, man. We got to get people where the natural technique of getting off the line. Greco, you know that. You went through that elevation.
Yeah, right? I don't like the starting grates personally. It puts all the handlebars at the same level, so we're way closer, and usually I think causes for more first turn pileups. But as for like whole shot devices, I think that is a good concept, just not the grates.
Right, but man, it just makes everybody so equal. Getting off the grit onto the launch area, and it causes more, like you said, more collisions. But hey, man, it's innovation. It's great technology. Man, tire compound, and Greco knows that. We came so far. Dunlop's got such a great MX-14, where the factory guys run too. Unbelievable. I mean, the way they can scoop it up, with the 14s or the 34 with a nice Navi print. It's unbelievable.
Wow. I tell you what, Chi-Town wants to hear about your grit and determination, man, to succeed in racing. What's some solid advice that you have for amateur racers right now, listening to who want to excel and win like you did?
You got to want it, no doubt. If I did bad at a race and I was pissed, I'd come home. It was hot. I'd put the windows up. I'd turn the heat on high. All right, you're gonna learn from this, buddy. You're not rolling those windows down. You just gotta have that savvy and that grit, just like you said. You gotta want it, man. You gotta want it. You gotta train. You gotta live it, love it, and do it every day. Not ride necessarily, but train. I do a couple kids right now training in that, and they're getting ready for Loretta's. And that you gotta want it, man. That's the whole key. You have to want it, and you got to put everything aside.
Reminds me of the Rain Man that came through in boot camp. He'd turn the heat all the way up, made us wear every single bit of clothing, and we had to cycle and exercise until the perspiration off of the ceiling started to come down and hit us in the face. It was a lot, dude. And moments like that, what you're talking about, that you can prove like who really wants it, who's going to tap out, who's going to give up, and all that kind of stuff. And from what I gather, it's going to be, well, maybe not this one, because I looked forward. It doesn't seem too bad, but there's been some scorchers out there, right? For national.
Oh, yeah.
Really hot.
Now, he's got to get in there. But my closing thing was your youth guys like Aiden, stay true to your sponsors. Let them know what's going on. You know, he gets help for 100%. Tell him what's working and tell him what's not working in a good, constructive criticism way. Don't burn your sponsor. Well, I'm with FXR this week, and I'm with another company in 2 months. Stay with your sponsors. Stay true with them, and always be in communication with them. And don't always give me. They want stuff back from you, feedback, what's working, and different areas of that. I do a lot of that with kids, showing them what they need to do to get the help.
Dropping some wisdom there. Chicago's all about grit, man. Think of a team clawing their way to the top. Any final words of wisdom for the riders out there trying to carve their name out in the sport before we move on to Greco?
Man, just be positive. Always think positive thoughts. On the get ready to take a whole shot. Positive thoughts brings positive action. Don't think about your girlfriend. Don't think about this. But then, just don't.
When you get up there, like I say, just don't say nothing up until tomorrow when he lets you know it's okay.
Perfect. All right.
Got some parking going on, man. We're live, baby.
I'm finally getting moved. I've been sitting here for like 4 hours, so.
Oh my God, 4 hours. That's crazy, dude. The day in the life.
Brandon, great stuff, man. I love your podcast.
Thank you, man. Hey, listen, you just got Randy Hamlin. He said Larry's got stories for days. Whoop whoop. So all right, moving on to segment number 2. Hey, Larry, if you got any questions that you want to help me tag Team Greco in as I'm going, man, get the creative juices flowing. This is pretty cool. He's got his eyes on 10 and 2 as he's parking, though. So we'll try to keep it easy on him, man.
We're good. I'm in a lot. I'm fine.
We're in a lot. We're fine. So, all right. So, Josh, you are the Supercross privateer, man, with the mustache that's got its own fan club. Seriously, man, you're like the wild card of 2 wheels. How'd that stash become your calling card? And, like, what's it like rolling up to line as the privateer against those factory-backed machines?
Well, I mean, it's the mustache has been my thing for basically since I was about 18, and I'm 32. So I've always kind of ran it, and I'm gonna pull over right here so I'm out of the way.
You're good.
I've always kind of ran it, and I say when I'm doing bad, if like this season, I cut it off at a certain point because I wasn't riding well. So if I don't deserve it, it comes off.
Okay.
But it comes back quick. So it's kind of my way of playing mind games with the other riders. I'll shave it between qualifiers, come back, and they'll be thinking about why I don't have a mustache while I'm thinking about laying my fast lap time down. So yeah, it's just fun. It's one of those things. Like you said, my calling card. And yeah, lining up against these other factory guys. I mean, it's the cards stacked against us. It's an unfair advantage, but everyone here is human, so anything can happen in a moto. We just got to go for it and do our best. I don't race dirt bikes as a living. I do it because I love it and I enjoy it. And as long as I can keep qualifying, I'm gonna keep racing because I really enjoy it. I enjoy the fans, the atmosphere, the lifestyle.
Man, that is so cool. I love to hear that, you know, it's something that's like burning desire for you. It seems like you're not really going to work if you're really, you know, that's that old adage where people say that you'll never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you're doing. That sounds like Larry also, who legit has to be sitting in a freaking museum. Look at all that stuff, man. That guy's got so much stuff going on. I got this picture of Redbud behind me, and I feel like, you know, it's like a little postcard compared to what he's got going on. It's crazy. But yeah, man, that's cool, man. That's cool that you're able to do that. And 32, you said 32?
Yeah.
I know I'm getting old because I swore you were younger than 32, man. So, I mean, if you added up 16 years, which we'll get into here in a little bit. So, you've been battling in Supercross for 16 years, right? Chasing those main event spots. What's the moment that you're most proud of? Maybe a clutch finish at Anaheim or gnarly LCQ or something like, you know, what do you like the most?
Honestly, I go into it really free spirited. I'm not one of those riders that let it really get to me, bad results or not. I've had my years where I wanted to quit and I said it wasn't worth it. It was just too stressful, but went and worked a normal job and came back a lot happier, happy with racing, and even a bad weekend's better than a week at work. So, as in memorable, it all kind of blends at this point. I mean, honestly, through the season, I can't even remember track layouts anymore. We've had really good fifth place LCQs that we're right on the border of making mains, and with the preparation I've had the last few years, the lack thereof, I should say, on a stock bike and almost no practice time, I don't have a lot that I'm expecting. So when we have a good race, it feels good knowing I'm coming out of my van that I live in basically half the year. I'm on a stock bike with no practice and can battle these guys that are on $100,000 budgets and practice 4 days a week. So still relying on a lot of just talent over having the budget and the work ethic. So it's like I said, it's fun.
Hey, Brandon, let me ask Greco a good question here. He's at Snowshoe right now. He's going to race tomorrow. Man, would you do any different bike prep for that? And your mindset when you're out there racing, it's these guys, you got better equipment, but man, you put your boots on 1 foot at a time and you got the talent. What's your expectations tomorrow?
So I'm running 30 plus A. My expectation is to win it, but I also don't know what to expect because I don't know who's here. I'm not a GNCC racer. I have ran one once ever, and it was the muddy one at Ironman a few years ago where my bike quit on me. But I'm a very well-rounded rider, very skilled in all aspects, and everyone says this race is extremely difficult. It's really rocky, it's really technical, and that's where I shine. I'm kind of at the point in my career that I'm doing side quests and having fun. I soloed the Baja 1000 this November. I'm the first ever Supercross racer that soloed it and finished, and I gave everyone a run for their money. I had some electrical issues with my bike, but I caught up to the leaders and was making a really good push. So we're gonna go back there and win at some point. Go do the 1,000 again solo and win it. But like I said, right now we're just having fun trying different things, trying difficult things, and learning new things.
That's awesome. Somebody just asked in the X app. Oh, go ahead, Larry.
I just say the rocks at Baja are just phenomenal. You're not sure what you're going to get. Come up some of those hills and back down. Those rocks are like big as your tires and that. They just suck you up, throw you down, and make your ribs just go, uh-oh. But yeah, you're a very rounded rider, no doubt. Back to you,
That was an awesome question. I got a question really quick from XApp. Somebody was wanting to know. They said they actually were kind of like, to paraphrase what their question is. They said that in baseball, right? You have these bats. They're very expensive. They're like $500 plus whatever. The really good ones. But there's an old adage, and he was saying, Jeremy was saying, you cannot fix a 2-cent swing with a $500 bat, something like that. And he liked what you just said about the $100,000 bikes and all this and that. Walk us through how, like, your budget is different than that, obviously, but yet you still come out ahead and prove that you don't necessarily have to have that big budget in order to kill it and win, man.
So Anaheim won this year, the first round of Supercross. I actually had no Supercross practice on this year. I've done it 16 years, so it's basically just muscle memory at this point. But I was out of shape. I didn't ride after the Baja 1000 in November, and I got a new bike brand, back on a 250, a new suspension company. Everything was new. My bike wasn't even together until the night before A1, so my first time on it was breaking it in at Anaheim. I put it in the Fast 40, put it in the show, so it's the things like that where it's more of a mental aspect, and I can come in with almost no practice and know I have the speed. It's just about getting comfortable as quick as we can. Like I said, I like to say it's muscle memory. I'll skip track walks sometimes, not even go look at it until my day out there. And these younger kids ask how I do it, or get upset if I out qualify them. And I joke and say it's old man strength and knowledge. I've done it long enough. It's just routine at this point.
You got it.
Here's an interesting question from Instagram from a lady, actually. She wants to know, do you have anything to lay down on in your you're in a van, right?
Yeah. It's partially built out right now. I'm still building it as we go. That's actually why I'm racing this weekend, is to make a little money so I can finish building my van. I do got 2 beds in it right now, and fridge, freezer, microwave. So it's coming along. But me, my wife, and my dogs travel a lot in this thing, so it's set up to be able to live out of.
Let me guess, the dog sleep in one bed and you and the wife sleep in the other?
No, one's the guard dog. He sleeps in the front seat. He don't like to cuddle, so he stays in the front watching out. And then the new puppy, she's been sleeping in the bed with us. So.
Oh, okay, cool. What kind of dogs you got?
Blue heeler and a cowboy corgi. So a heeler mix with a corgi and a blue heeler. They are a handful.
I like Larry was just asking questions about, where you're at in West Virginia. And when I was talking to you a little bit before we came on, that you said you threw the Starlink up because you're way up there in the hills of West Virginia and you're not really getting a good signal on your phone. I mean, walk us through what that's like, because with, everyday communication, your phone is like everything. Like, how do you get through that? Wow, look at that. In God's country, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm up on the mountain right now. So
I actually see people. I wasn't expecting to see anybody.
Yeah. So I just pulled where I can off to the side right now, but behind me right here is Snowshoe Lodge. The whole ski resort's right here, and there's probably 200,000 people. There was no spots. The roads are all full. It's wild out here. This is my first time here. I've never been out here, didn't know what to expect, and when I got here, I had no signal. So luckily, I had my Starlink still in my van from Mexico. So I went up on a hill where I got just enough on my phone that I could start my Starlink plan again this month, and started it up, threw it on the roof so we could do this interview.
Wow, man.
Well, the Starlink is what you use in Baja.
Yeah.
Basically, and also for your time.
Yeah, my chase crew had it on their truck. My wife and 3 buddies were in a pickup truck meeting me about every 100 miles ahead. And we had to get that so they can keep track of where I was, make sure I was still moving, and make sure they were ahead of me. Because we had GPS trackers on the bike. So the first 200 and the last 200 miles, I actually had phone signal, so I could use my cardo, and I was talk to texting while racing and figuring out where I was compared to the other guys. And I actually closed a Supercross sponsor deal at 10 a.m. the first morning, email and talk to text while I was racing.
Wow.
Oh God,
That's awesome.
wow,
Take some notes.
that's molding.
Take some notes, Aiden. Sharpen that pencil, bud. That's awesome. So here we go. So Chicago lives for underdogs, man. Just look at our sports history. You know, always been the underdog, and that's why I love it so much. What's the toughest hurdle that you face as a privateer, and how do you keep the fire burning through the chaos?
Honestly, the hardest thing is probably with anything in life. It's financial. I can't practice all week long because I can't afford it for one, and I can't afford to wear my one bike out. So it all comes down to the financial aspect of it. I'm always working with my sponsors and figuring out what we can do, and then I work bonus deals and everything. As long as I qualify for the night program, I get certain bonuses from the companies that can't really afford to pay me more. That way we can work out how to make it actually affordable to keep doing it. I can't be on a great pro athlete diet because I'm on the road traveling, and it's just too hard to do things like that. And I'm paying my own fuel. I'm driving myself, whether it be from Seattle to New York or anywhere each week. So the time and everything is just kind of I would fit in great old school 80s wise, being able to stop for fast food and go race and have a beer after. But unfortunately now it's a little bit different than that, and it's only getting harder.
Careful what you ask for, man. Well, I did that, and you didn't have GPS. You went from written down direction to get the unit and wherever else you're going to, and it was not good. But you just, as privateers or factory guys, made it work. It was a lot different back then, no doubt.
I remember when my grandpa, I went to go visit him in the UP of Michigan, you know, and I was traveling down from Ingleside, Texas, just south of Corpus Christi. And he was telling me, he goes, "Sonny boy, you got it spoiled. You got MapQuest." And, you know, it's came a long way, but you know, he made a good point, man. They used to just go all off of maps and stuff. It's crazy, you know, hold it up like this, you know, and we've came a long way. Greco, your screen is actually, we could hear you crystal clear, but your picture, when you flipped it around to show us the scenery, it's like froze, but you got a perma smile right now. It's a good picture to be stuck on for sure.
Let me see if it changes.
Either way, we're good. I just wanted to give you a heads up because I'll make a bunch of shorts out of this too, like 5 or 6 shorts after we're done. So
right on.
Yeah, man. And I'll send them to you guys and give you links and all that good stuff. But so yeah, man, like I said earlier, X is buzzing right now, man. Fans want to know, what's your favorite Supercross track and how does it stack up to the carnage of Daytona? And also, any shot will catch you at Redbud one day, even though you're a Supercross only warrior?
So my favorite Supercross of the year is probably Indy, and I'm not saying that because it's one of my local ones. That track gets extremely rough. It gets treacherous. And I like when it's like that. I'm not necessarily better at it, but I can stay consistent. So the deep ruts kind of scare everyone else, slow everyone else down, and I can flow really good there usually. Don't get me wrong, it scares the life out of me. It's the scariest thing, hitting a triple that's full of ruts that you can drag your pegs off of. But I look forward to those conditions. Daytona is always gnarly. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I have good years and bad years there. I usually end up on my head. But it's just a wild one-off race. That has to do a lot with bike setup and just being different. As for Redbud, you'll see me out there here and there. I'm trying to do transport for other privateer racers. So if I'm doing that any of the years for outdoors, I'll be hauling for other riders. So I'll be doing the manager position of outdoors, and I will race the amateur days on them so I can make a little money while I'm there.
There you go. All right, man. Make sure you let us know. That'll be exciting, man. Hey, man. Thanks. Hey, Larry. You got any questions before we move on to Aiden?
If you do get to Red Bud, definitely let me know, man. Let's go. Get you up to Red Bud. Yeah, have some fun. No doubt. Good luck this weekend. Tear it up. You already got the right attitude like we talked about earlier. So go rip it, man.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for making that extra effort, all that stuff, opening up that's crazy, man. I can't believe you went through all that. It's cool, man. Everybody give it up for Greco. That was pretty cool, man, for sure. So hey, listen, here we go on our final segment of tonight. We have Aiden Proctor, the best for last. 14 years old and already throwing down at Redbud and Loretta's. Dude, that's like a rookie walking in and stealing the show. Tell us about racing at Redbud, what it's like staring down Laraco's Leap with the whole world watching. Tell us all about it, man.
Dude, Redbud's been my favorite track since I was like probably 4 years old when I started racing it. And Laraco's, I've been wanting to hit it for a while, but I don't know. It's pretty scary. It's a make or break jump.
Yeah, as far as I could remember talking to your support group, everybody, forever. Well, 10 years, almost 11 years. It's exactly when you started. It's exactly when you started. And I just thought it was the craziest, wildest thing. Little Tyke. I mean, some kids legit are still like figuring out a regular bike, and you're here just ripping and roaring. I mean, that's insane, dude. You're right now you're gunning for top 15 at Loretta's in 2025. That's next level stuff. Break it down for us, man. What's your training look like, and how do you stay cool when the pressure's cranked up?
Loretta's training's been very tough recently, like going longer practices, like going out there for longer motos, trying to ride during the week when I can, and trying to go to the gym a lot.
Okay, so you're saying that the gym is definitely important for riding and all that. Why is it important for riding? Doesn't I'm being devil's advocate. I already know the answer. Okay, so don't slap me across the screen. Okay, why do people need to train in the gym and all that, even though the motorbike does the work for you?
Going to the gym, like, it helps you out with your like muscles, and it helps you get stronger and helps you last longer during the moto.
Okay. Yeah, and then that's just as far as like carrying the weight of the bike and everything that you got to do, the turning and all that. And God forbid if you lay it down, do you feel like that helps you out too?
Yeah, it helps you like during like the middle of a moto. If you crash, it helps you, like, the strength picks up the bike easier and helps you get going.
Oh yeah. If you lay your bike down, it could be anywhere. You don't get to choose where you lay your bike down, and you've got to legit like pick it up, get back up, and take off. So I understand what you're saying about having that, that extra muscle,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Aiden, I'll get things. I'm working on Chris Schroeder a little bit. He runs the sand dunes. Get out the sand dunes and have 5 pounds of weights in your arms and go up the sand, work out like that. You don't need to go to the gym. No, I'm not criticizing, because gym is a great place. Go push a lawnmower with 3 different hoodies on. And your neighbors will think you're nuts, but it's such a great way to train. You're staying low key, and you're right there at home, and keep on going, man. You got the right attitude, though. I love it. Keep on doing it, buddy.
Man, that sounds great. You sound like the old Ditka and Buddy Ryan days back in the day, or drill sergeant. We were just talking about my drill sergeant earlier. You sound like that's what you sound like, Larry. But hey, dude, I get it. And Aiden definitely sounds like he's cut from that cloth, man, working out and all that good stuff. Chicago, we love young stars, man, and a star that's rising fast too. What's your story been like as a young rider, and who's one pushing to be great? Someone like, Hayden Deegan, lightening up the path, man. What's that like?
I didn't start taking motocross serious till like the past couple of years. Like, first I was just riding like once every couple of weeks, just having fun with it. Then like in like 2022 it was, I started taking things seriously. I started building my bikes, started like pushing harder during like races and all that, going to bigger races. Like
Yeah.
I went to Minios last year, which is like one of the biggest amateur nationals, the longest Loretta's. Then like in 2023, I went to Springading, which is amateur national in the beginning of the year, which was very tough. But I didn't get to do my last moto from it raining there. So yeah.
Wow. Well, and what, I got to ask you, what's it like having a support group, people, you feel like people are pushing you on the days that you might necessarily, want to go. And then once you get out there, like you really have a good time, or, days that you just don't feel like going out there and practicing. And then you see why. And then you go into those, those big events and you come out, looking pretty good, feeling good because you prepared. Do you have any of those times where your support group, whoever it be, friends, parents, coaches, whoever, that have really kind of like help you carve out your path?
Yeah, I have my dad always help me with stuff. Like he pushes me to go out during the week and ride, but I don't want to sometimes. But when I do it, it makes me feel better when I get back on the bike during the weekends.
That's real, man. I appreciate you saying that because that takes guts to say that you don't want to do it in front of the world watching, but then saying that once you do get out there, you understand why. That's awesome, dude. That's growth. That's maturity. That's good. That's good stuff right there.
Brand, I'll tell you, he's got a great support crew at Cycle Sport with the McIntyre family. Mike McIntyre, where he got bikes helped through, man. That is a great shop, no doubt, right?
Yeah, they've been helping me out a lot with like the whole team I'm on there. They've been helping me out, like getting a lot of stuff for me and all that. And the Orange Brigade team has been helping me out a lot. They gave me graphics. It helped me out with like sponsors for bikes and all that, and like discounts for everything else that I get.
Nice, man. That helps. And what Larry was saying about sponsors earlier, Greco was, working with sponsors and all that kind of stuff. Every little bit helps along the way, as long as you have your ears. It sounds like you do have your ears open and you're listening, you're sharpening your pencil and all that. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you're a sponge. It's going to be great, dude. I could see it already. And like you said, 10 years ago, 4 years old, who would have thought, man? Literally, I was looking up the numbers nationwide. It's like less than 1% of all the riders in the nation get to do what you're getting ready to do in July. It's freaking phenomenal. I mean, I don't think I will. I think you're cool as a cucumber. Like this ain't going to startle you or nothing, but that's what it's like. Those are the numbers that you're at right now, dude. Okay. Like this is crazy. So just wanted to let you know, but fans right now, they're blowing up the chat. What's the hardest part of juggling school, training, and racing at your level? And for the kids in like Chicago area, Northwest Indiana, all that, everywhere, nationwide, like I said, dreaming of dirt bikes. What's your advice to get them started?
Juggling school during the week, it's like hard going to school and also trying to ride because school takes up like more than half of your day. Then on top of it, you get to go ride, which takes like a little bit to drive there as well. Then you have a certain amount of time to ride after because how like the daylight left. Then if you want to get into riding, I'd say like have like a friend of yours that if you know him ride, you can, if you know he rides, ask to ride his bike, or you save up a lot of money and go ride bikes, like go buy one yourself. Then you have to find local tracks around you to go ride at. Or if you have a big a lot of acreage at your house, you can go ride there as well.
Nice. There you go. So it sounds like you got to get out there and get some time on it, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like you do. And even though school's getting in the way of riding, you do both. So that sounds like by the time school's done, he's like, man, I don't have much time to ride, but it's actually nice. Summer just hit, so you get a little bit more. So that's cool. Hey, and do you ever notice like when you go up like towards the UP, like Michigan area and all that, like it doesn't get like dark till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Those people, they've got a deal going on right there. I like that. So man, here we go. All right, Chicago. That's about it for tonight. But I want to ask Larry. Larry, you got any more questions, bud?
Aiden is your head straight. I had a friend named Tommy Watts, factory guy. He shaved his head because he didn't have girls chasing him. Let the girls go. Don't worry about them. Concentrate on Loretta's and full speed ahead. You got it, man. Let's go get a top 5.
There we go. All right, Chicago. That's it for tonight. Track Chicago Sports Podcast. We're just full throttle with Larry Witmer, Josh Greco, and Aiden Proctor. 3 legends who brought the heat and left it all on the table. If this got your heart racing, folks, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and tell everyone about Chicago sports nuts, man, that to jump on this train. Jump on this train, everybody, man. We're going to be back here in the near future. Larry and I have already starting to carve out a really cool program. We got a lot of great ideas. If you got any great ideas, email us. You got our email. You got my number. You got all the information. Just drop it in the chat. Whatever you guys want to do, however you want to get it to us, let us know. If you got any ideas, we're more than, and we're going to start opening up the hotlines here in the next few weeks. We're going to be doing that. But first, we got to get to some very important, cool races. So I tell you what, man, make sure you guys live loud, bring your stories, and that's all worth screaming for, man. Keep your engines revving, keep your passion burning, and Chicago, we're out.